Hi, my name is Sabrina. Welcome to my TCVM Basics series, which explores the fundamental principles of traditional Chinese medicine for horses and dogs. In today's second episode, we will look into the 5 elements, which is one of the core principles of Chinese thinking. It's a fascinating and deeply interconnected system which helps us understand health and disease and also behavior of our animals. This young dog is having fun. His behavior is associated with the fire element. Alongside yin and yang and the essential substances, which we looked into in the first episode, the 5 elements form a foundation of traditional Chinese medicine. They are wood, fire, earth, metal, and water. Each of the elements includes pairs of organ systems, one yin and one yang. These organ systems are more than just anatomical structures. They're energetic systems. They include, for example, seasons, sensory organs, control tissues, and even emotions. An example would be the kidney in traditional Chinese medicine. It controls the bone marrow, which may seem surprising at first. Is actually reflected in modern science as well. The kidneys produce EPO, the hormone that stimulates the formation of red blood cells in the bone marrow. The 5 elements can be used to describe a whole set of cycles, from seasons to life phases. Wood, for example, stands for spring, fire for summer, earth for late summer, metal for autumn, and water for winter. Young animals usually have a wood and fire constitution, and then in old age transition frequently into the water element. So let's have a closer look at the elements, at their organ systems, and what it means for the animal's personality. Let's start with the element wood, which is the energy of spring, of growth, of movement, of new life. The yin organ is the liver, the yang organ is the gallbladder. Horses, physically speaking, do not have a gallbladder, but in TCM energetically they do, and this is what matters here. The element wood governs the muscles, the tendons, the ligaments. That also includes the hooves and the claws, which are understood as extensions of the ligaments in TCVM. The element also includes the color green, the eyes, the emotion of anger. Animals with a wood constitution are athletic. They also are protective, strong-willed, and gentle if treated fairly. On the other hand, if treated unfairly, they can become really aggressive. Dogs and horses with a wood constitution are typically alpha animals. Liver qi stagnation, which is caused by stress and can lead to anger. Also, liver heat, for example, can be connected with eye problems. Next element is fire, which is the element of summer, of warmth, of excitement. It includes 4 organ systems, not just 2. It's the imperial fire and the ministerial fire. The imperial fire consists of the heart and the small intestine, while the imperial fire covers pericardium and triple burner. The triple burner is an organ unique to TCM. It has no Western equivalent. The triple burner regulates the flow of fluids in the chest, abdomen, and pelvis, relating then to upper, middle, and lower burner. If, for example, the triple burner stagnates, this leads to loss of appetite, nausea, and vomiting. Animals with a fire constitution are usually sensitive, slim, and often very playful. Their position in the hierarchy is usually low to middle, like for my Trakehner, who was a lifelong, happy, playful omega animal. The fire element also governs Shen, the spirit. Shen resides in the heart, so if heart qi is weak, this can lead to Shen disorders, which may show up as restlessness, hyperactivity, or even seizures. The related color is red, the sensory organ is the tongue, and the emotion is excessive joy. Animals with a fire constitution are prone to overall yin deficiency, which then leads to false heat, because the cooling effect of yin is diminished. This then results in chronic inflammatory issues such as skin or intestinal inflammations. For example, this dog had a chronic skin inflammation and also minor seizures based on the heart yin deficiency. Now on to earth, which is the center of it all in a way. It rules nourishment, digestion, and also stability. It includes the late summer, the harvest season, and the sensory organ is the mouth, the lips. The yin organ here is the spleen, which in TCM also includes the pancreas. The spleen is responsible for digestion, for generating food qi from the food. It also regulates dampness in the body, so a spleen qi deficiency will lead to accumulation of dampness, which can, for example, lead to diarrhea. The yang organ here is the stomach, which sends its qi downward. If it rebels and flows upward, this leads to nausea and vomiting, which is a very critical situation. For horses, rebellious stomach qi for horses quickly turns into a life-threatening situation because they cannot vomit. Earth animals are usually steady, often stocky, gentle, and reliable. They do well with children and tend to sit in the middle of social hierarchies. Quite fitting to these body shapes is the taste of the earth element, which is sweet. Earth also stands for the color yellow and for the emotion rumination, which is maybe the emotion that we can least observe in animals, even though they can come across as somewhat depressive. Next in the cycle is the element metal. It covers autumn. The yin organ is the lung, the yang organ is the large intestine. Its emotion is sadness, grief, and the color of grief in China is white, and so is the color of the metal element. The sensory organ of the metal element is the nose, which nicely matches the lung, and the control tissue is the skin. The yin organ lung is very important for qi overall. It generates air qi, it governs the qi. It's a gateway to the outside world and therefore also houses the defensive qi. If the lung organ system is too weak and cannot hold defensive qi anymore, this may lead to allergies. The lung also collaborates with spleen and kidney to regulate the fluids in the body. Metal animals may not be cuddly, may come across as somewhat aloof, but they're deeply reliable once you have earned their trust. They are proud, loyal, and independent, like this brown gelding here in front, which would happily jump the fence if he considered the grass greener on the other side, leaving all his friends behind. And finally, the element water. Its yin organ is the kidney, its yang organ is the bladder. It controls a whole set of tissues, the bones, the joints, the bone marrow, and also the central nervous system, meaning the brain and the spinal cord. Its color is black, its associated emotion is fear, its sensory organ is the ear. The kidney stores Jing, the essence of life. It governs growth, fertility, and aging. A lot of aging-related disorders such as arthritis or back problems are related to the kidney. Also, the bladder meridian governs the back. Animals with a water constitution are lean, resilient, sometimes a little timid. As they reach old age, most animals move into a water phase. Support for the kidney and replenishing Jing with optimized feeding become more and more important. The 5 elements are not just a poetic idea. They are a treatment map, a diagnostic system that help understand each animal as an individual. In my later videos about real conditions such as joint pain, skin inflammation, digestive disorders, or anxiety, I will come back to these 5 elements and the organ systems. These ideas then lead to the strategies to restore balance by herbal medicine, feeding strategies, or acupressure. If you found this video interesting, please like and subscribe. And if you have missed the first episode, you find it here. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you in episode number 3, in which I discuss the pathogenic factors. What makes our animals sick? See you there.